Lately, you've been starting to feel like dodge is an offensive stat. Don't know about that. Alright, Doctor is basically just SMGs, but you use medical guns. I got a special permit to play this character despite being American. Don't really care about coffee on this character. Any interest in backpack battles? I played it for like 15 minutes and then stopped playing it. Probably more than 15 minutes, actually. I don't know. The thing where, like, you didn't know which things combined as a new player was just kinda... yeah, I don't... like, make a game that I can play. I don't know. One of the things about me as a gamer, it's probably in opposite, different from how a lot of you feel, is I do not enjoy the learning how to play a game part of a game. I like the knowing how to play the game and then executing on that knowledge and refining it part of gaming. And Backpack Battles just seemed like it was set up for people who enjoyed learning how to play it, and that isn't me. I would like the game to explain how to play it to me, please. For Delta Victor, thanks for 47 months! My insurance absolutely does not cover this run now. Not even slightly. Is Doctor bad at worse armor? Okay. I'm gonna showcase what you already know instead of figuring out what is best. I don't mind having to work out what's best at all. That's actually really fun to me. I just would like the game to provide the useful things for finding out what's best to me. Like, I usually play games which have good wikis, good interfaces, fairly simple rule sets, and I still make spreadsheets with extra analysis for them. And when I tried playing Backpack Battles, it was like deliberately not telling me which things existed and which things the items that I already had did. And the wiki wasn't good at the time I tried it. Like, I'd probably enjoy it more now. I imagine that a lot of that stuff is built up a bit better. Video stuttering. I don't see any dropped frames on my end today. Not yet. Did I finish Temetsi? I have not finished Temetsi now. We're up to like 65 or something. Somewhere around there. They fix that now with an in-game recipe and item list. Sounds believable. Proud of them. Another thing, because I have been thinking about this a little bit because Bazaar came out and I've got asked about that a billion times too. I think I really like games that have set enemies. Like in Slay the Spire, exactly which enemy you roll when you go into a hallway fight is random, sure, but you know exactly what the enemy pool is. Coffee's probably good enough to buy at this point, even though it's not the best for my character. I don't think I want Banner, though. Where was I going with that point? When you play auto battlers, like Backpack Battles or Hearthstone Battlegrounds or Teamfight Tactics or whatever, the enemies you run into are highly variable because they are like the boards of other players, right? So there are tons and tons and tons and tons of different things they can be, which to me makes the game worse. Especially because how good the players you're playing against are changes how good the boards will be, too. It's just like... It's very granular in a way which makes it not satisfying to make big decisions. Whereas in Slay the Spire, like, I can take a dagger spray and then it can absolutely murder the birds fight at the start of Act 2, and then I can feel good. I'll be like, yo, I made like a clever play and got paid off for it, and this is really fun. I am learning more about the game. In multiplayer games, like, that just doesn't tend to happen in my experience. "50% armor reminder." I know, I can read. Generally on Doctor, I mean generally on any character that gets less armor, it just means you have to take more armor. Like, armor is still really good. And you get to randomly run into someone with 5 avocados. Yeah. Yeah, also, like, the enemies aren't balanced, right? Like, you have to kind of come to terms with the idea that in a lot of 8-player lobbies, you're going to, like, be capped on what result you can get. Like, getting first just isn't actually achievable at all. Which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I don't know. Just doesn't feel as satisfying to me. The more random the enemy pool, the less and less each strategy works, leading to metas and an overall samey experience every time. Sure, maybe, I don't know. Sounds possible. I would love something other than this. Am I hearing that because a lot of TFT streamers talk about how samey games / sets feel, because once you figure out what is best, usually 2 or 3 comps, you just force them to work to win. Yeah, I think that is a consequence of how variable opponents are, because the variability of opponents kind of negates the possibility that you could have a moment like halfway through a run where, because you were very certain about what the opponents were about to be, you would make an unusual decision which flexed your, like, skill ability. Like in Slay the Spire, a particular card might be really important because you know exactly that there are 3 enemies who are threatening in the next, like, 20 minutes of gameplay, and so because of your particular deck and your knowledge of exactly which enemies you might end up facing in the next 20 minutes, you can leverage your knowledge to make an unusual decision and get paid off for it. And yeah, I, at least, have never been able to do that in something like TFT. Maybe there are people who have enough lobby sense to be able to do stuff that feels like that, but I'm not one of them. Battlegrounds has that a bit. With, like, death touch creatures and where you place taunts and stuff. I think that's true. I feel like I've seen that a little bit in Battlegrounds. Brotato poorly explains a lot of its mechanics, but, like, it's such a simple game. Okay, here's what I'll say. The primary mechanic of this game is moving around using your analog stick. And that is so straightforward that it doesn't even need explanation. Like, most people who have played games in their life just intuitively immediately understand what that is. Honestly, even if you haven't, like, it's kind of a thing that you pick up very quickly. Alright, let's try out this chamomile tea. Shall we buy 2 of them? Probably not. I'll buy 1 now. The most satisfying wins in Storybook Brawl were about building a board to counter what the other player was doing. It's still like, yes. I played a lot of Storybook Brawl, for what it's worth. Rest in peace, Storybook Brawl. Did y'all see the lawsuit? Some fucking wild numbers in that lawsuit. Storybook Brawl was a, like, Hearthstone Battlegrounds kind of game. And it probably, at its peak, had like 1,000 concurrent players. Maybe more, I don't know. But like not like many. It was a good game, but it wasn't a hugely popular game. And it got an investment from FTX, the like crypto company, which went under it turned out that its founder was basically misusing and embezzling money. And when that happened, a lot of the player base was like, yo, we don't like that company and don't want to play anymore. And a lot of the player base left. And the people who didn't leave immediately were then having to deal with like NFT stuff and basically the influx of people who cared more about NFTs than the game, which makes it hard to stay in a game community. And then shortly after that happened, FTX went under because, again, the main guy was like embezzling and misusing people's funds. And then shortly after FTX went under, they had to like pull back from a lot of their commitments that they had made, like running a tournament series and stuff like that, and then they took the servers offline entirely. And that was the story of Storybook Brawl, which you can no longer play. Although there are games like it that have been released to try to fill the void. Like if a small group of people really liked Storybook Brawl. But not a ton of people. Again, that was like the actual main point of this entire telling you the background, is that not that many people played it. And FTX is now trying to like recover the money to give it to the people who the money was stolen from, basically is my understanding, which makes sense. And so they are filing lawsuits against people who got a lot of money from Sam Bankman-Fried when FTX was functional. And you're in the class action for FTX. Well then. And so the people who ran Storybook Brawl were named in a lawsuit trying to recoup the money that they had been given by FTX. And the amount of money that they were given, the number in the lawsuit is $25 million. Good fucking lord. Sometimes there are moments in life where like you have some idea of how money works, and then you see that money works differently from that for other people. And reading that number was one of those moments for me. Per person, no. There are 5 people named in the lawsuit, and like all of them are named with obligations of over $2 million. There's also recouping salaries, and the salaries were like $1 million a year or something. They were only paid out for 6 months, so yeah, but like there was a salary component of it where people were just getting paid obscene amounts of money in salary, and there was also a investment component of it where FTX invested extra money to like build up a tournament series and stuff. You have to admit that capitalism is extremely funny. I mean, it's good to be able to find things funny, I think. Good to have a laugh every now and then. Money is fake and dumb. You definitely reach a point where money becomes fake, yeah. I mean, I haven't reached that point, but it is evident that there are some people who have. Thanks, Titlar. We're just kind of winning a run with Doctor very easily right now. Less than 10% of all money in the world is physical. Yep. You can literally just like print more of it if you want. I'm down for bartering. I do think that bartering is like the one place where money clearly is useful. Though I do think it is fairly clear that like paying 20 bucks for something is easier than having to arrange an exchange, which is fair to both parties. You'll give me 10 sheep in exchange for a year's sub on Twitch. I think that is an extremely cheap price for 10 sheep. Is that binding? That just feels like I made some money right now. Have I read any David Graeber? I have not. Yeah, we have witnesses to that contract. Graeber book about debt is suggested. Alright. Money is first and foremost a tool that makes bartering more easy. Believable. That is certainly like the first thing that it did as a technology, right? It sure does some other stuff too. Man, I should have bought Treasure Map before I bought Lure. Whoops. I'll get sued in 2 years when your business folds and your investors try to get your sheep back. Unlucky. And some influencer in like post-apocalyptic America will be talking about how there was a company who took everybody's sheep and then invested them irresponsibly. Nice little sinusoidal vibe to that wave. Like I killed a bunch of enemies and then Baby with a beard cleared the map, and then I had to wait for more enemies to spawn. And I went and killed those ones too. I don't know, it was kind of like just a nice little vibe. Sinusoidal is not a real word. My statistics teacher in a high school described things that had the properties of a sine curve as sinusoidal. Sinusoidal is a real word? Oh, well he lied to me then. Well, either he lied to me about having invented it, or other people thought it was good and then they all started saying it too. You know, I'm gonna credit him with this one. It wasn't a real word when I was in high school, but now it is. That's what I'm going to choose to believe. My teacher's name was John Sine. Yeah. Interesting. Are we talking about tulips again? Love a good tulip. I own 7 tulips, so I'm set for retirement. Did he have a decaying picture of himself in his attic? Don't we all? Okay. Character's alright. Feels like something's off with the balance of this game. Is it just that I'm good at the game? I don't know if that can possibly be true. Shouldn't you just not be able to do what I just did? Shouldn't it just not be like a thing that you can do? I guess I did buy the 2 silver bullets. So that contributes, but like not that much. Crazy how much they had to compensate this character for not using thief daggers. Sure. Yeah, cursed items are really strong. Doctor is really strong, went to medical school. Fair. It's a different percentage bucket. Damage to elites and damage percent. So they multiply, they don't add. Oh god. I nearly died to that. Kalios, thanks for the 50 months. You liked my YouTube video on tier lists, both the short and long one. I'm glad. Many people did. Many people also yelled at me. It's okay though. Mostly just banned them from the channel. Wow. What am I even adding to this that matters? Bit of armor, maybe? This game is supposed to get easier and easier as you learn more about it. True. Hey Smurf, how are you? Are there games which get harder as you learn more about them? Yes, absolutely. Chess, for example. I think that's a like a very broad category of games. Games that get harder as you learn more about them. Like pretty much every game. You thought I was being too charitable in the tier list video? Yeah, well, we gotta build our way up to it. It has occurred to me that you might mean charitable to the person that I didn't think you. Anyway, how do the videos compare to other tier list videos? Very well, I think. Hey, Lone Wanderer. Download mod for the streamer should add chat popping up on the screen to backseat you. Love this. Love this for us. Giant ASCII dick pops up and blocks half of the screen. It would be like an interesting artistic project almost. Anyone wants a challenge, go have this type of conversation in person in Germany right now. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. The stuff with the soccer club thing is fucking wild. It's wild to have gotten a bit older and to have read things about like how authoritarian regimes manufacture consent and things like that, and be like, oh, that's really interesting in theory. It's fascinating that that used to work, and then like read the news and be like, wait a second. Whoa, 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 whoa. The fuck's going on here? Hunter's kind of a hard one. We can't get harvesting is like kind of the entire thing. Mostly it's just a thief dagger character though. So I can't take harvesting on this character, unfortunately. I don't know how many times I should roll for crit chance. Did I hear about the haka at the New Zealand Parliament? I don't think that was today. I think that was yesterday. I did see that video though, yeah. It's very culturally New Zealander. Like, there is a part of me that, when thinking about how to resist, if I were to have a reason to think about that, just imagines like going to the National Mall and doing hakas all day. There's something like in my brain that thinks that is a thing that would achieve something. I don't know. Maybe it would. Today is yesterday in New Zealand. Sure. So, getting our smithy daggers would be good. Good. Alright. We're full build. Laka is great because it appeals to humans' innate desire to just fucking yell at something. Yep. And also, some things just deserve to be fucking yelled at. And also, like, while it is great to live in a world where we are not violent to each other, like, peace is a thing that is earned. And I think there are a lot of reasons to communicate to the people around you that if they would like respect from you, they have to earn it. Yeah, Blue Milker, thanks for making that. Defeating baby unlocks chamomile tea. Sunglasses will help. Oh, you asked me what my favorite flavor of tea was. I didn't realize that was what it was for. Lovely, thank you. Thank you, Blue McClare. I tried the multiplayer mode. I played a little bit of it. Yeah, it's fun. Not a lot of it, but a little bit. It's not balanced, but, like, that's okay. It's a party mode, right? Thanks for the 61 months, Ernamu. Appreciate it. Yeah, multiplayer is not for balance at all. I think that is pretty clear. It is for doing silly things that break the game. You can also play it in a way that's balanced. I had an idea, actually. My idea was that I could play two-player Brotato. Like, you only use one hand for the inputs for the wave, right? And you have two hands. So I could play double Brotato runs. The problem is I can't work out why I would want to, actually. Like, why would that make the game better? I haven't quite worked that out. But if I come up with a reason why it would make the game better, I might try it sometime. For your entertainment, yeah. So I work out both thumbs equally. I was thinking that I would do like my right hand on the keyboard and my left hand on the controller. Presumably, I would end up just walking around in the same place with both characters. Like, I really don't think it would be as interesting as it might sound like it would be at first. Because walking around in two different places just kind of feels like it would be needlessly difficult and wouldn't give you that much extra output anyway. Oh. This one? Mirror the controls. No. No, thank you. I could wield twice as many thief daggers. So true. Thief dagger isn't that good in multiplayer though. Because only one of the characters gets the extra materials. I guess it'll fine, but it's not as strong as it is in single player. It's more that there are other things that are even stronger, I think. Some attack speed. Kind of want the crit chance. I think lifesteal. Oh yeah, I don't really know if I can do this or not. We are going to try to kill enemies who have plus 100% health. Oh my. Let's buy 2 of those. It does kill a lot of my crit chance, but it seems okay. Seems reasonable. Buy that as well. It is wild how giving the enemies twice as much health just like doesn't actually do that much. Really feels like it should do more than this. There's so much downtime in weapons though, and so much overkill. Stop chasing me, Blobfish. Deliberately not killing that one this wave. Okay. Supply and demand cause weapons deal twice as much damage as a result. The economy forehead. Makes a lot of sense. Alright, I should be a lot more survivable now with double octopus. The game has items with multiple +8s, and octopus isn't one of them. Hmm. Does it have 1 + 8 though? I feel like it has 1 + 8. Does it not? I guess I don't know what octopus does. Why does it feel like the enemies have more health on this wave? Oh, because I have -16% crit chance probably, compared to last wave. Also, they are a wave stronger. With this character, Octopus gives +8 health. Maybe this is just the, like, canonical Octopus character. Should I watch Midsummer? I still haven't watched Midsummer. I kind of need a show to watch. I wouldn't mind having the shit scared out of me. It's scary, right? Ow. Ow. Must have a lot of armor. Got him! The game is in trouble when you start being able to kill elites with thief daggers. In the aggregate, does the map meaningfully change how you play? Yeah, it does actually. There are far fewer enemies who charge at you, and there are far more enemies who create something threatening somewhere out on the map. So you have to go hunt them down to kill them before they do. And that means that my movement is actually pretty different. Ever played Twilight Imperium? I've certainly heard of it. I have not played it. I haven't played many, like, really big board games. Played a bunch of Frosthaven, I guess, recently. But in terms of, like, sit down with friends and play a board game all day, I just have barely ever done that. I guess most of my gaming is done as a streamer playing video games, probably, so it makes sense that I wouldn't have as much time for board games. We did do some board game meetups in Seattle, and I enjoyed them. I like how the Abyss makes you be much more proactive in going to kill enemies. Yeah, I feel like when I started playing the game, I would often just kind of settle in a corner and dodge everything coming at me and survive the wave that way. And I don't do that anymore, like almost ever. Like I can if needed, but I've gotten much better at winning in other ways. Wait, that was the first elite that I killed? Oh my. Okay, this run's going very well then. thought that was the second delete. This run's going very well, I say, as I get overwhelmed by horde and die. Nope. Seems like I can just kind of walk through them, actually. Well. Oh no, I just looked at how many materials I have. Oh no. Oh my god, I went and saw my first ice hockey game earlier this week, and it was so much fun. And now I want to do more of it. That sport is so much fun to watch live. I think it might be the most, I don't know. A lot of sports are very different live. I have not found watching football live, like American football live, to be, like, better than watching it on TV. There's so much dead time, and if you're at home, you can just, like, do comfortable things on the couch or whatever, or talk to your friends or whatever, whereas if you're there, you're just, like, in uncomfortable seats with a bunch of people yelling. Baseball, though. Baseball is actually fascinating to watch live, because, like, it's much easier to see that the ball is moving so fast that physics don't make sense anymore when you're live. Everything's so, like, controlled and framed on television broadcasts of baseball that it looks like normal. If you're there live, it does not look normal. It looks like the ball is fucking haunted or something. But anyway, watching hockey live, like, it looks like the athletes are not human. Like, they just do things where, like, they should fall over, but instead they don't fall over. Baseball also benefits from happening when it's generally beautiful out. That is true. It's also just nice to sit for a few hours in a baseball stadium. It's so visible how hard it is to accelerate on ice when you're watching hockey live in a way that doesn't feel like it's visible to me on a TV broadcast. Like, you can really see, like, the athletes trying very, very, very hard to change direction. Also, it's more obvious when shift change happen. When shift changes happen. Which are a big part of the strategy of hockey, but are kind of disguised on television. Like, you just don't see the players trading on and off the bench all the times that they do when you're watching on TV. Because it doesn't always happen at once. Sometimes it's like one player leaves the ice separate from the rest of the shift and stuff. And sometimes they're, like, literally only on the ice for 30 seconds, but if you watch hockey, like, it really seems quite fair for you to only have to do that for 30 seconds at a time, because holy shit, that looks hard. TV camera looks away from the bench because the puck's usually at the other end. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We're just doing silly piggy bank plus padding stuff right now to get enough health to never die. We already have enough damage. Football and baseball are too slow, and basketball is too fast. I do think there's something about like how long it takes in between things happening. I think there's also a big thing for me in watching sport about wanting the things which happen in between things that matter happening to be impressive. Like in baseball, the time between pitches is pretty boring. Whereas in hockey, the time between a shot on goal or whatever is actually still fascinating and like very obvious why everyone's doing things which are incredibly difficult. There's never downtime in hockey. So that is untrue because there are television timeouts. But I don't, if you're playing a non-televised hockey game, do you take breaks during the period to clean the ice? I assume that you don't, right? That's just an artifact of the game being broadcast and needing television timeouts. That's very weird. That is so fucking weird. Also, it was Military Appreciation Night because I went on the 12th, which was the day after Veterans Day. And it was like fine, but I don't know. I don't know. I appreciate the individuals. Anyway, I had a really good time. Watch youth hockey, we don't have TV timeouts, and the kids really want to murder each other. Wait. I kind of assumed that the brawling was something that was, like, only allowed at the professional level. That just starts when they're kids, huh? Hmm. You remember when you discovered that the military pays the NFL for some of those military honoring pregame events and it changed your view on those things? Positively or negatively? I am very hostile to ads, and I'm certainly hostile to ads for, like, shooting people with guns, which are presented as though they're not ads. I think that's not great. I thought I was going somewhere at this point, but I feel like I've said the entire thing that there was to say, actually. I also have a Giant's Belt already, so my boss damage is pretty good, despite the fact that I have, you know, 10,000 materials that I didn't spend or whatever. Good run. Kind of fun to get to do the padding thing. I think that's the first time I've done it on the DLC, actually. Disguising an ad as some act of goodwill is so scummy. Yeah. Agree. I believe you can pay to have your Twitch channel promoted on the sidebar on Twitch now. I think that's why, like, Trump's channel was promoted on the sidebar on Twitch all the time. I'm not sure, though, because I don't remember them publicly saying that you could do that, and it isn't presented as something that can be paid for. Kind of weird. Kind of weird if true. Hunter. Wave 21. Thief daggers. Got to do fun P bank plus padding stuff for late game. Trump the Hearthstone streamer or the president-elect? The president-elect was streaming a bunch of his rallies. Artificer! And Twitch was promoting them. Artificer's a bit of a weird one. I'm pretty sure I just play this character by going planks, right? Because planks scale off elemental damage and have explosions. Sounds right. Under which streaming category were those streamed? Oh, I don't know. Politics, probably. Harris's channel was also here. I didn't have that one served to me. Weird. I don't know. I don't actually go on Twitch's website very often. Part of the reason is that sometimes Trump rallies are in the sidebar. So, way to go, Twitch. Alright, this character is very limited on what it can do. We have minus 100% damage. We can only deal damage with explosions or tools, basically. Unless we get plus 100% damage to get back to 0 or whatever. So yeah, mostly we just do this. And then if we get some elemental damage, we will not only increase the damage of our planks, but we will also increase the explosion size of our planks. You can go left to switch from 0 to 5. Oh my god. Life-changing. Nuclear launcher GG on this character. Kind of got slow attack speed, but it's certainly very strong. Eh. That was not the best level up. Why need attack speed when nuke go boom? Fair? Hard to argue with that. You grew up in a conservative family around a lot of flag waving, support our troops mentality, and it makes you uncomfortable as a vet some 20 years later. Yeah! Definitely talking to people who have served about, it has influenced my opinion of it to the negative. Angry Bavarian! Hit people guy! The military is so complicated because how the society is structured, if you don't really have anywhere to, it's there. There is at least one word missing from what you just said. I think it was probably go. Yeah, anywhere else to go. Yeah. Which is not a great way to set up a society, I don't think. What do I know? I like the idea that because you're packing your house, you have to like type in chat using your blender or something. The reason you're missing words and doing typos is just like the blender isn't a very good keyboard. Do I want your blender? I think I'm good. Thank you for the offer though. Imagine if you could give your favorite streamer your blender using, like, Twitch somehow. I want a Pocket Factory. It's fine, right? It's like okay. I don't know. I never know about Pocket Factory on characters who don't really have engineering. Brotato, the middle class is overrepresented. The most common reason for lessment is that a family member is a veteran. That is pretty funny. Go wave. And then me waving. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I enjoy that. Ooh. Yeah, this is a thing we can do, actually. The engineering makes my pocket factories hit harder. It also, though, just makes my planks hit harder. That seems great. It's a really good item here. I have a favorite Eldrazi Titan. Ulamog? Maybe? I don't know what an Eldrazi Titan is. Is that like an Eldrazi? I'm trying to think of the other ones whose names I know. Oh, Emrakul. Emrakul's pretty good. It was a good answer regardless. Thank you. I've now named both of the Eldrazi that I know the names of, so... yeah. Just don't ask me for further elaboration, I guess. At some point I should take some elemental damage to get these explosions bigger. Emrakul, Kozilek, and Ulamog. Okay. So I actually got 2 out of 3. My favorite Pokemon? I think just Squirtle. I don't know if they made something better than Squirtle yet. If they have, I sure didn't see it happen. The way that Pocket Factory interacts with structure count, which is relevant here because I get -2 engineering for each structure I have, is a bit unique and weird. Pocket Factory itself counts as 1 structure, but like the turrets you create with it don't count as structures during the wave or anything. Standard Squirtle or Sunglasses Squirtle? I think just standard. Baby elephant not very good with minus 103% damage, unfortunately. Take some health, take some more harvesting. Spicy sauce is okay. Keep getting offered charcoal. Keep not taking it. Let's take this. I don't need crit chance. The attack speed's kind of bad though. Holy fuck, Invictus. I don't really have a follow-up. I am sorry to hear that. Is that the same as mines? Yeah, having mines counts as one structure. Your structure count doesn't ever change during the wave. Oh, that was a satisfying landmine. I just took another structure. Should I have done that? Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Bloots! Thanks for 28 months. Hope you're doing well. No, having landmines counts as having one structure, but spawning a landmine doesn't change your structure count. It is the landmine's item itself that is a structure. Someday I'll get some elemental damage and my explosions will be bigger. Should I just buy charcoal? This does scale off melee damage. Okay, fine. Let's do this. I'm a bit concerned that I'm dead. I don't think I kill the elite, so I have to just work out how to survive. It was a pretty good shop phase, though. I got my speed back up above, like, -5 or whatever. This elite's not too bad. Just lots of lines on the map. Ow. What'd I get hit by? What'd I get hit by? Oh my god. Oh! A couple of those hits I didn't see. Well, that's why I spent everything on trying to survive. I feel justified in how my analysis was stated. Often die to elites when you could have lived by just not trying to kill them. Yeah, I think recognizing whether or not you can kill an elite is an important skill to develop. Also, you have to learn how to recognize when you have to take damage to go pick up consumables versus when you can just avoid taking damage. Because sometimes there are like 3 consumables on the ground over somewhere, and if you take like 40 damage to run to them or whatever, sure, you took a bunch of damage, but then you get to heal a big chunk. Whereas if you don't run to them, you're going to take 40 damage anyway, and then you won't be able to heal off the consumables anyway. I said anyway too many times, but hopefully what I said meant something. I feel like it still meant something. This is pretty good here. I have some tarts. Why are my landmines so good? They're obscene. I mean, I guess I know why they are good. Garden is a structure. It's true. It's a pretty good structure. Haven't played the base game for a very long time. I haven't played the base game for a minute. Hasn't been that long. I guess I haven't played it since all of the stuff changed. These are hitting for 107. I think we do buy another. Why did I just dodge? Alright. That was a pretty good fight. Rotation is one of your favorite new words? Oh god, that's also a very good structure. I meant to be going for engineering here. Maybe I am. Take elemental damage. And iced cube. Another one of these? Sure. I think we won. Could use like another 50 health. The explosive turret kind of clears like 40% of the map by itself, I want to say. I will kill the other things. Explosive tart misses a lot. Feels bad. Alright, looking for health mostly. I will certainly take attack speed on structures though. That's like health. I don't really need to upgrade my planks anymore, I don't think. Is this like health? Kind of. These two. Take a cursed plank. It's a significant upgrade. I'm relegated to cleanup duty. Yeah, I am no longer the main character of the run, unfortunately. Okay, well it spawned all the way in the corner this time, so I'll get a few more enemies to kill. Maybe the coziest entity on the earth currently. I lost my hat toward the end of last winter. It just like disappeared and I couldn't work out where it was. But my theory was, like, I knew that I lost it in the house. And my theory was, like, it'll show up again when it gets cold. Like, I must have been doing something with the hat that I do when it's cold. And misplaced it doing that. And then when it gets cold again, I will, like, do that thing again. And it will, like, I don't know, show up in a pile of laundry with my warm sweaters or something like that. I don't know. I didn't really know how it would show up, because if I had known how it would show up, I would have just gone and gotten it, you know? I just was very confident that it would show up somehow. And I found it yesterday. It was down the side of the couch. It's wild to me that it took that long to find, because I'm pretty sure I had looked down the side of the couch already. But it turns out that, if I wrap myself up in a blanket while I watch TV on the couch, which I only do if it's cold, sometimes I lose things down the side of the couch. And so I was like looking for the remote and was like, oh, I think I lost it on the side of the couch, because I was lying on the couch with a blanket and was like all snuggled up and must have accidentally pushed it down the side. And my hat was there. So that's exciting news from my life. Also, I just feel like I had faith in the process, you know? Like I didn't panic or whatever. I didn't think it was gone forever. I was just like, no, it'll show up. And then I was right. That's really rewarding. Like the little art in the bottom right? Thank you. Yeah, it's some fan art that was shared on Discord. Where'd it go? Oh no, I don't know where it is. I feel like I should credit the person who shared it with me, yeah? Y'all post so much in this Discord. That's just 3 pictures of the same fox in a row. It says, you will post him right now. It's kind of funny. Oh my god, you post so much in this thread. Twitch chat. I've given up. That link didn't take me into it. Anyway. Life hack, Velcro your remote to the wall nearest where you'll be using the TV. Clever. Bit late for tractor, probably. This one's fine. This is fine, not a crit chance run. Look for survivability or elemental damage, I think. Engineering? Take max HP. Explosive shells. Probably decent on this character. Community support also okay. Lock that for the survivability. Alright. Discord users be yapping for sure. River Pickled Salt. Shared it with us. Thank you, River Pickled Salt. Fan art by River Pickled Salt. There you go. Do I enjoy yapping? Kind of. I'm down to yap for like 3 hours a day, but honestly, that's enough for me. Sometimes it's a bit of an issue with my job because I'll do all of my yapping at my job and then have no yapping left for like talking to my friends and stuff afterwards. Hey, not Loki! It's going really well. Just kind of killing everything. Streaming is certainly a yap-centric job. Don't get far in this line of work if you can't yap at least a little. What line of work is my day job? Streaming is my day job. This has been my full-time job for 8 years. Probably coming up on 9. I don't really know. 8.5. You tried trice on a row on wave 20 on Artificer with screwdrivers. Maybe you should try planks next time. Yeah, planks are pretty good. All the characters who can use planks do pretty well using planks. Lazar has been subbed for 89 months. And that's how many years? What is 89 divided by 12? Any math PhDs in chat? Ooh, I found a nuclear launcher. 89 twelfths. Thanks. Thanks so much. That's really helpful. Wave 20 is a little bit iffy on this character, for sure. Anytime you are reliant on AoE damage and then have to fight 2 single targets, it's a little iffy. Oh wait. Artificer. Planks. And a nuclear launcher at the end. Survivability was always a little iffy.